our heart
hand to say
to everybody.
greetings, and we love you guys. And we know that you just saw a video posted today while we're out on a motorcycle ride by a lake. And
We just can't get enough of it because it's just absolutely gorgeous out here, and the
Yeah.
weather's quite conducive for the scenery.
yeah, this is like a week later, so even though we just uploaded the other one, today is Sunday, October 8th, and wanted to talk to you a little bit about the fastest growing religion in the world. If you ask Watchtowercorp, that's their claim to fame is fastest growing religion in the world. But one thing I found interesting is did a little bit of research on Christian denominations, and if you look at the history of the Pentecostal faith branch of Christianity, it began, like day one, was in the year 1914, where Jehovah's Witnesses already had about a 30-year head start on them, and tens of thousands, if not a little more, in membership. And they are, as of like 2015, at over 25 million members. So they went from 0 to 25 million in about 100 years. Jehovah's Witnesses kind of peaked out at about 8.2 million, and the last time I checked, help me out if I'm wrong on this, 25 million is bigger than 8 million.
Yes.
I would have to say that
Yes.
the fastest growing religion would have to be Pentecostals. So interesting that they like to claim that, though. But if you do just a little bit of research, you'll see that claim falls flat. And that kind of brings us to today's topic, and that is, in regards to their growth, some things that we witnessed during our time as Jehovah's Witnesses, especially during the last couple of years, and even since we've left in 2014. And this is in regards to the purchase of land to build a new Kingdom Hall. Our Kingdom Hall was built in the late 80s, and it never grew really large enough to split, although there were some other congregations formed that did take a few members here or there. But finally in 2012, they got large enough to truly do a hall split where you have two new congregations meeting in the same one physical building. And so Huffman congregation became North Lake Houston and South Lake Houston. And the congregations felt like at this point it would be good to update our Kingdom Hall, consider remodeling or replacing it. And the replacement route, the find land and build a new one, really seemed to be the idea that was gaining traction among the elder body and the congregation. So land was obtained. They found a 10-acre parcel of land not too far away, very close to Lake Houston in 1960. And the purchase price for the land was very attractive. I'm confident it was less than $120,000, but how much less I can't really recall. But under $120,000. So proposals were put before the congregation. Everyone, all those in favor, raise your hand and say aye. All those opposed, you don't want to be that guy. So nobody opposed. And so the land was purchased, and plans were being made with the organization to choose a plan, pick out colors, start on construction. But it seemed like the society really was delaying things, stalling, if you will. And as things have turned out, we saw a very interesting for sale sign the other day while we were out riding our motorcycle last Sunday. And it was a 10-acre parcel of land that looked eerily similar to the lot and the land.
It was similar.
It was identical. It was the land. And so I went ahead and made a call to the realtor today, and to find out what Watchtowercorp's little investment, how that turned out for them. And
I wish I had a drum roll. Seriously, you're gonna sit back, sit down, because this price is going to be outrageous.
Yeah. So the two congregations put down money, made payments faithfully, about nearly had it paid off when the organization said, "Well, zoink,
You
that's
can take
ours
it from
now.
me, yeah.
But hey, you don't have to pay the last 20,000 off on that property. We'll take care of that last 20,000 of the payoff amount. Well, that property is now being sold for $550,000. Yes, that's a little bit over $500,000 in 5 years. And so it really kind of goes to show you how Watchtower is really deep down a real estate investing corporation that does a little publishing on the side, a little internet
I'm shocked.
I know.
Are you sure?
Let me-
You could get in trouble for slander.
I'll catch you if you're going to faint.
All right.
So we find it so interesting that the land that was so eagerly searched for, procured, paid on, garage sales. Sharon, remember?
Yes, a lot of the sisters at the time, right when they purchased the land, a lot of people in the congregation sold either a truck or an old piece of furniture or something, all for Jehovah. This was to speed up Jehovah's organization. This is part of it, building the Kingdom Halls, because of the growth was so rapid. And so really, I remember out in field service in the car, a lot of people sold a lot of their possessions.
Yeah, a lot of
But if
sacrifices.
they really knew what it went for, in operation, it wasn't really for a Kingdom Hall. It's a real estate investment.
Absolutely. So in 2012, February, I believe, is when our congregation split into two. And the growth was so amazing over the past 5 years that the two congregations are now, wait for it, one congregation again. Yes. There's been a merger,
It's
a
growth.
consolidation.
Such a growth.
Yep. Nothing says growth like two congregations merging
Merging to
into
one.
one. And
Well, it's just like the convention in 2014 when we did not go. It's kind of sad, a lot of people couldn't make the convention here in Houston from the surrounding regional areas of Texas. And they rented the NRG building, I believe, in Houston 2014 of July. And it was like supposed to hold 50, 40 to 50, or 60,000 people, and I think they had 50, and it was to fool people that there was a growth, when really I think there's only two or three major locations in the whole state of Texas that they held the assemblies. And so they didn't do their usual site every year. And I heard people didn't have the money for this long trip to Houston. So it's just, again, it's a delusion, and they're very crafty at it.
yeah. So I just kind of follow up on the point Sharon's made, that a lot of circuits are being kind of broken apart and reallocated and kind of regrouped, if you will. And really, I think that's being done to conceal how much shrinkage there's actually been.
It's an illusion.
That they have far more congregations meeting for the same, like, circuit assemblies, 1 day, 2 day assemblies, special assembly days, and that packs the building out, but they have less assemblies. And also, and this kind of leads to another video, the accounting side of things, which we'll get into.
Yeah.
I was the account servant, so I have some insight on some of that stuff. But anyway, that was kind of what we wanted to share with you guys today, the amazing growth of Jehovah's Witnesses in the North Houston area, where two congregations are now one. Their 10-acre land that was purchased to build a new double Kingdom Hall has now been put on the market with all the proceeds, $400,000 profit to be tidily picked up and pocketed by Watchtowercorp.
I'm sure that money is used for a lot of lawsuits.
Yeah, the legal.
I know that's another video, but I'm sure that their legal fees are out of the wazoo, and they're needing something to consolidate and compensate for what they're having to pay.
For sure.
Particularly what's going on in Canada.
Yep.
That's just
$66 million
shocking.
class action lawsuit for historic child sexual abuse by members of the organization. So anyway, we wanted to leave you guys with something to think about, and I hope you guys have a great week.
I just want to say one thing. There's that saying that God gave you a brain and use it. If you have an intuition in your gut that something's not right, God gave you that intuition.
Yeah.
Start investigating. If you have doubts, start searching. He even gives you the right to do so from His Word in the Bible, 1 John chapter 4, verse 1. So for those who are watching this, start doing your research. Start really doing the investigation and pray about it, and if you're doubting and you want to know the secrets of what's going on, just start doing some research. YouTube's full of stuff.
Yeah.
Or accurate, not stuff, but
yeah.
it's full of facts.
Yeah. The Hidden from Jehovah's Witnesses by Zelda.
Jason
Zelda. That's a great set of videos which
Yeah.
will really open your eyes as to the inner workings of Watchtower Corporation, both doctrinally, their Bible,
Yes.
the sexual abuse issues, and many others, the blood transfusion issues as well. So anyway, like Sharon said, I'm really glad you kind of made that point there at the end, because
Just was on my heart.
if I have like a second guess myself or a regret, it's that I didn't pay more attention to that voice that was sending off the alarm bells in the back of my head at overlapping generations and fastest growing religion, when my eyes were telling me what I'm hearing. Those two things don't jive.
Right.
They don't match up.
Right.
So don't be afraid to research. You will gain depth of understanding, and you can choose. You're your own master what you decide to do with that information, but don't go on being deceived. Do not be fooled. Do your research.
Do your research. Anyway, have a great week, guys. Blessing. Love you.
Bless